Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Sun Crypto. It is January 14th, 2020, 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time. That's Litecoin 5909. Litecoin with a very aggressive move to the upside from $35 to $60. Very clean move to the upside. Very good volume. So, but we're gonna start off with a BTC. But I just wanted to start off the live stream by telling you guys. You guys gotta give the bulls some break. They've been down for like 8 months, so they're really aggressive. They're really actually looking very mad right now. So I wouldn't be messing with the bulls at all. You know, they're gonna be coming out and saying like, oh, it's a bull run and all of that good stuff. So just watch out. Make sure if you bearish, don't make them basically take your money basically, but you can make money with the bulls, right? But make sure they're not going to take your money. So they're looking very aggressive as of now, right? So Bitcoin, we're going to start off with the weekly time frame. So let's take a look at that's a BLX chart, right? So let's take a look at it on Binance first, because the volume is actually really good for the bulls. They managed to take you know, basically as we discussed it like a couple of weeks ago, they did take advantage of the weekly volume, not on the Hakanashi, but if you take a look at the weekly volume on at least on Binance, right? You can use any exchange what you want, but at least on Binance you can see clearly like since like November, you can see like the volume been basically dominated by the bulls. So, and we basically discussed it, and we said it is very critical to pay attention to the bulls. They can easily take a cheap shot by, you know, by using like this big volume and pump the price to the upside. So, and they did that exactly. So they managed to take advantage of the big volume, you know, by giving us a clear cut breakout to the upside. Basically no error, nothing. Okay, it was a clean cut breakout. So we just have to acknowledge it and give them a you know, a break, so they can basically find some errors, so we can take advantage of it. Basically what I mean, like if you bearish, okay, but if you bullish, you got all the right to be calling for you know, even $100,000, but make sure to be careful, because it's not game over yet, right? So it's not game over for the bears. So let me take a look at the chart room really quick. So we got 39 39 watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe and join our public Telegram group. If you want to upgrade to our premium member, the link, you know, is under the description. In the description, you can also choose to upgrade to our premium member for daily analysis, price setup, price targets, right? So let me take a look at the chart room. We got Chicago. Calmada. So basically BTC right now, the weekly time frame in favor of the bulls. So that's one thing we just have to keep in mind. They did a great job by keeping the price in this range. Reason why we said do not short BTC under 7K. So most of you guys at least did a good job understanding like the structure could be changing at any given time. Even though for a bearish momentum, I'm still you know, bearish. I'm not overly bullish by this move. I just have to respect the trend. It is shifting bullish. You just have to go with it, but I'm not overly bullish, right? So the move to the downside we were looking for is still a 5500 range. It is still possible to hit like a, you know, 5500 range. Absolutely, it is still possible. What happened, like when we pumped like a 40% move, we were still bearish. Okay, I was like 65% bearish when we pumped to 10.5. You can see guys, we dropped all the way down to basically like a 6500, and we hit the target, right? So, and you can see roughly in this area, you know, we pumped back up to 77, 75. We still like you know, short it down to like roughly 68, but we never tried to short like a below 7K, because we basically understood like bulls could be coming out at any given time below 7K. So the safest thing is like to take a shot at, you know, at or below, I mean right around, you know, at or below like 8K. It could be a nice area to take a shot. If you get stopped out, and you can reverse the trend, right? Reverse with the trend. But as of now, they're looking very aggressive, at least on the weekly time frame. So hey, what's up, Mario? So let's take a look at the one of the two moving averages. We basically we are basically using as a let's see, I'll do. So if you basically take a look at the weekly 21 EMA, basically the weekly 21 EMA was our main target to look for a short entry. You can see like BTC did not want to, you know, get rejected by the 21 EMA. Basically push strongly above the 21 EMA on the weekly time frame. That's very actually bullish if you just want to be conservative and not being not trying to short BTC like above it, like a 9K or stuff like that, until you get like some clean reversal pattern. I would not be shorting it until you get basically a clean pattern to give you like a confirmation we could be facing further sell-off. Not saying like it's gonna go up to like $18, $20, $30,000. We just have to monitor it week by week, and then take it slowly instead of calling for like a, you know, 30,000, 50,000. Okay, if BTC gonna go to 50,000, 30,000, guys, none of you guys can do anything about it. It's gonna go up. Okay, so instead of like trying to force the price up, best thing to do, just be careful, adjust stop loss, manage position well, and then go with the trend as of now. And then until you see like some weaknesses, you just, you know, reduce your position, you know, take some profits, you know, put a stop loss, and wait for the trend to do whatever it wants to do. But as of now, bulls are extremely strong, and we just have to acknowledge it and try to minimize the risk of try to go against the trend, right? But let's take a look at the daily 100 EMA, the red line. We made a nice bull flag in this area. Was actually anticipating a reversal in, you know, down to like a, you know, low 7K before any further move to the upside, but it just give us this breakout. Okay, is it going to be a fake out? It is hard to tell if it is going to be a fake out. The volume is no joke. We expected like a volume on the daily on Binance at least to be like 120, actually 112, at least above 112. It is actually like 120,000. If you go back and watch our previous update, we said like we needed a volume bigger than this selling pressure right here to break out from this area, and bulls managed to do that exactly. So, you know, it is not a fake out. Okay, it is I would not be calling it a fake out. I would just call it a breakout. It is clean, no errors. You know, every drop, every 2-3% drop, you know, has been bought up very quickly. When we dropped down to 85, price got bought up quickly a couple of times, right, on the lower degree. So it is something like we just have to keep in mind, and not to be very bearish. All right, so be extremely cautious shorting BTC in this area. You can give it a shot, but it's actually very dangerous to actually try to short it from the current state with no volume. Okay, so let's move on to the lower degree. So on the hourly, that's the only sign of you know, weakness I can find right now regarding BTC. If you go on the hourly time frame, you can see, I call this like a smart money selling. You can see this big hourly volume starting to show up. That's actually good if you're pretty bearish. But still, I like to see like this. You can see like these two orange lines. They basically you know, alert in case like the volume on Binance like hit like a 12,000 on any given 1 hour. It's gonna give me an alert so I can know what to do, like as soon as we get these 12,000 selling or buying pressure in any given hour. So I haven't seen any 12,000 selling pressure, at least. I haven't seen any 12,000 selling pressure, at least for the short term, for the for the bears, like when we got one in this area, so we expected a reversal right around this area, right? So price broke this alert line, so we're just gonna need, for the at least for the short term, we're gonna need the bulls to show up with bigger volume on the hourly before we talk about like weekly and stuff like that. The hourly has to show up with 12,000 selling pressure to at least 12,000 selling pressure to convince me like we could be facing a further sell off, a three-way move down, a possible accumulation area, and we're gonna make a decision which way we could be going next, right? But as of now, very dangerous to short BTC and not putting a proper stop loss. If you short it, make sure you get a very tight stop loss. Even if you get kicked out, you're gonna be like, okay, I'll protect my capital, and then I'm not gonna be gonna be waiting for like a 9K or stuff like that, right? If you're longing it at the same time, I would give it like enough basically enough volatility for price to like even retrace down to like a 83-8400 range. Just give market enough volatility. If you decide to like a FOMO and you want to go all in and stuff like that, just give market enough volatility. The your 100 EMA right around this area of 8300 range, 211 EMA on the hourly, roughly 8660. So as long as we break this 211 EMA, the next support area could be definitely your 100 EMA. And if you take a look at it from swing high to swing low, your 100 EMA is not even yet at 382 pullback, so it definitely can be supporting the price, right? That's the the bullish case. If you're looking for to jump in, you can just look for a possible retracement down to like 8400. If you're looking for to short it, if you short it, I would not let it go past like a 9K, right? I would not let it go past 9K. It could look very nasty afterward. So, but that's the lower degree, basically, price action I'm looking for, at least for the short term, right? So, on the daily time frame, it is quite interesting. We pull back exactly to a 0.618 pullback, Fibonacci retracement. That's the regular scale. Let's take a look at it on the Moon Boy scale. Yep, on the Moon Boy scale, roughly from this 10.5 area, we just hit 0.618, right? So if we hit 0.618, it is absolutely normal to anticipate like a price action to give us either some sideways correction, which could be like a triangle, right? It could make a triangle in this area, right? Either some sort of a symmetrical, or I don't want to say a descending triangle after this big move. It's going to be really bearish if like we make a descending triangle, right? But that's one thing I do not want to make. I do not want the bulls to be making, at least for the short term. It's going to give a big advantage to the bears. They're going to be shorting it really crazily, right? So let's just give it some time to relax and then cool down within this range. Of course, you can play this range, but you still have to be very careful, right? Because volatility gonna be high. It's not gonna be like $50, $20 range. It could be like $150 to $200 range, right? So if you are playing in this range, just be extremely careful and wait for either confirmation or another breakout to take it. If you get a breakout to the downside, you can also take it. We get this breakout to the upside, you know what to look for. The next fib level gonna be like a 95 to 96 on the Moon Boy scale, right? So if you take a look at it on the regular scale, it is gonna be roughly around like a 94, right? 94. So the next fib retracement. So from swing high to swing low. So let's do this. Right, so we already broke on log scale. We already broke 86, which is like 0.618. So 93.50. It is going to be 0.786. So 93.50, and we discuss it. We talk about it in our premium group member, right? Group members. We said if you do a swing high to swing low, right? That's a regular scale. log scale. Okay, roughly 50% pullback, going to be just about 9400. Okay, 50% pullback. If it wants to push all the way back up to 50%, it is going to be roughly around 9400. 9400 confluence with is in confluence with the 9350 range. If like you do a swing high to swing low from 10.5 to 10.5 down to 6400. So this area going to be very interesting to watch very closely, and you know, and see like if bulls can decide to give us a better momentum. The momentum is actually great, but can they increase it with a higher volume, right? The bottom last time we got the breakout right around a 4K area, right? We got the volume, the type of volume we got on the daily was roughly, I think 105, right? We got 105. We broke out with a 105, 105,000. This one we got a breakout with like a roughly 112. So which is quite, you know, similar, right? So in terms of volume, so we could be definitely expecting some sideways correction in this area, right? It is just like what type of shape we're gonna get, because sometimes a bull flag you can get a bull flag like this, right? You can get a bull flag. So we talked about it like when BTC broke out, when BTC gave us this before BTC gave us this type of bull flag. That's the same thing we talk about, right? Sometimes you can get your bull flag like this, or you can get it like that, or you can basically get it like this, right? So this one is most of the time is more powerful, just because it is making some sort of a falling wedge, and all the bulls gonna be calling it a 70% probability to hit to move to the upside, and it's gonna make a clean one-to-one extension, right? But sometimes also this one, this type of bull flag is kind of funny, because sometimes like it takes forever to break out, and it can even sometimes retest like this low. It can just pump like this, drop down even before pushing to the upside, just like this one. Okay, just like this one. So we just have to be very careful and see like what type of a sideways correction we're gonna get, and if we're gonna give a you know, basically the bears if bulls gonna give the bears any chance to even think about like a price dropping lower, right? So but if we get any chance to change the volume structure, definitely bulls could be losing control. One thing they don't want to do is like lose control in terms of volume. This market is most of the time determined by volume, right? If you know, whoever in control of the volume gonna control the market, right? Right now the volume is being controlled by the bulls, so watch out very careful, right? Watch out very careful. Going up or down, I just gave you a detailed analysis, so you make your own personal judgment. I'll give you like all the details you need in terms of bullishness, what you need to look for if you want to go long, and what you need to look for if you want to short it, right? So if you missed it, just rewind it 5 minutes. You can definitely watch it, right? So so let me take a look at the chart room. If you guys don't have any question, we're just gonna do a quick analysis. We're gonna just talk about the big coins, you know, BTC, Ethereum, Litecoin, BCH, and of course King XRP, right? So we got 73 watching. Make sure to hit the likes and subscribe and join our public Telegram group. If you want to upgrade to our premium member, you can definitely upgrade to the premium member, right? So the number of volume, you can see it on the top right corner, right? That's right there, right? So that's your volume, and if you just you just have to select your date, and then you can take a look at the, man, I'm pointing with my finger, so right there, right? So you can see the volume. So when I just remove the you can either put it on the candle, and you can see it like right now we got 16,000. If you put it on the previous candle, you can see it on the top left corner, 120,000, right? That's the best way to find it, right? So that's the best way to find it. And don't read the volume next to it. The volume next to it is just the average of the last 50 candles, so do not Do not read that one, just read the first volume. So if you want to change the average, you can also change it to like a 21, whatever. So the average is 50 right now. I can change to 20, 21, and the top right corner, you can see the average is 49 right now. So not sure if you can see it, but if you check the top, Cardano is down 2%. So make sure to send me a private join the public Telegram group and send me a message, right? So and we can discuss it, right? So but let's focus on the 200 SMA daily 200 MA. Let's do this. The 200, it is 200 daily, it is at roughly 90. It is roughly at 9100, so it's not that far. It's not that far away. So it could give us a big challenge to at least like face some more. That's why I'm not even. I don't pay attention to the 200 most of the time. I just pay attention to the 200 EMA. Let's add the 200 EMA. So the 200. Okay. So we basically just broke the 200 day 200 EMA and basically pushing towards the 200 MA. So the move from the EMA to the move from the EMA, it is actually very strong. Like I was paying most of the time I was paying to the 100 EMA and then the 100 EMA and then the 200 EMA. So we got the breakout. Next area basically to look for, it is not just like the 200 MA, but like the basically a 0.618, 0.786 to a 0.618 area, which is like a 9K to basically up to like a 9500, which cover the 200 MA, right? So but let's see if we're going to be able to basically break it. It's been a major resistance in this area, good support also, so it could be a good resistance, right? So I'm not extremely bullish. I just have to wait for more confirmation also, right? A break above this area could be another good confirmation, at least for the short term, right? If you basically are waiting for more confirmation. So basically all right guys, so let's take a look at the monthly time frame. So BTC monthly volume is very good in terms of if you try to determine the overall trend. Monthly is a good area to it is a good point to start your analysis. Basically current monthly volume on Binance, you can check it on the right around this area, right? So right around this area you can see like it is roughly 850,000 trading volume in just 2 weeks, guys. So and the most I've seen like on Binance was like back in August, right? July, right around this area, July, we said like that's the biggest selling pressure on Binance, right? So if we can beat this biggest selling pressure this month, it's not gonna, it's just gonna it's just gonna make the trend very strong, and it's gonna basically give us a better bullish uptrend instead of just waiting for the weekly candles to close bullish or stuff like that. If like the next 2 weeks we get like 1.7 million, it's not gonna look good for the bears. Okay, it means they're gonna bring a lot of volume to reverse the trend, and I'm not sure if like we're gonna get a lot of people selling if like BTC breaks certain areas, especially like 95, 11.5, and 12K. It's not gonna it's not gonna look good for the bears, right? But they got good area they can take care of, which is like a 9K to 9,500. We just have to be very careful and not let the price break above 9,500 and give us another breakout, right? So the bears, they just have to guard this area, okay, 93 to 9,500 range. That'll be great, at least for the short term, in order to keep the momentum bearish, right? To keep the momentum bearish. Dash 3x, yep, Dash is 3x. Yeah, we talked about Dash earlier, right? So let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum hit Ethereum hit like 170. Let's see, 171. Ethereum hit 171 on the weekly. Let's take a look at it. We retested the 21 EMA on the weekly. We just got rejected by the weekly 21 EMA. So at least for the short term, that's the second time, right? You guys remember when we hit like a $200, 220 range, we were still like bearish on Ethereum. So we still like got a very nasty capitulation move to the downside. So let's just be cautious. Ethereum is not receiving a good volume, unlike BTC, right? BTC receiving a very big volume and broke the 21 EMA. Ethereum is it is moving strong, but it is not moving with a good volume on the weekly time frame. So if you feel like you missed the boat for Ethereum, best thing to do, wait for a retracement, at least 382 pullback. If you look for a 382 pullback, you could definitely see like we could be looking for like a 142, but that's not good at all. If like Ethereum gonna be retracing down to 142 to 150 range, 147 to 150 range, it means BTC gonna have to retrace also like at least 5 to 7%, right? So that's a 14% drop, which could be for BTC like a 5 to 7% drop, right? So you still got, if you analyze Ethereum properly, you could be looking for, at least for the short term, not to be crazily bullish on BTC and wait for retracement if you're looking for to long it all the way up to 9,500 range, right? So best thing to do for Ethereum, wait for it to cool off, and then you're gonna find a good entry. But as of now, I'm not very convinced on this volume, so I would give it at least a couple more days or a couple more weeks to digest this bullish momentum, right? At least for the short term. Let's take a look at on the 12-hour. The 12-hour breakout is we got a nice breakout from this area of resistance, so most likely could be coming back down to retest it, which is like 154. That's the most I was expecting Ethereum to retest. Didn't expect it to break all the way up, to break this area and go all the way up to 170. 170 wasn't part of my strategy at all for Ethereum. Let's see. So basically we broke resistance. Best thing to do, wait for it to retest it and not for more, right? So if I'm long Ethereum, best thing to do would like take profit and wait for a retest of like a 155 range. If it drops lower, you can do some add-on, but if it's if it goes crazy, you just cut loss. But it is looking good, right? At least for the short term. A retest of 155 to 147 range would be a nice good area to look for Ethereum for a possible slower, possible further move if it wants to confirm its bullish uptrend, right? So let's move on to basically Litecoin. Litecoin similar to Ethereum, weekly looking great, big volume, similar to a BTC. But one thing we have to be very careful with Litecoin, you can make a bearish argument. Okay, 211 EMA is right there. I don't want to do anything. But we got a bullish crossover on the weekly. MACD crossing over. You could also say, okay, I'm going to be waiting for the weekly time frame to give me a double crossover for further, for further confirmation. But it's going to take forever for you to get this type of move, right? It could take like a 6 month, right? 5 to 6 months to get a double crossover on the weekly. So best thing to do, if you're long in Litecoin, just put stop loss. Don't put stop loss too close, because if you're expecting BC to retrace down to like 8400 range, definitely Litecoin can retrace all the way down to like a 47 to a 48 range. So wouldn't be putting stop loss too close to price. If you think that's a bull run, just suck it up and put stop loss way above entry, and give a market enough volatility to do whatever it wants to do and hit your target to the upside, right? If you be very bearish, that's a good area to look for a short, but you don't want to let it get out of proportion. So make sure to control it. Best thing to do is to control it. You can take a look at your hourly. If you're looking for a short, just make sure to protect this area of a $61 Litecoin, right? You got your 21 EMA looking very strong. Most likely could be supporting the price if bears are going to be doing anything crazy. You got your basically 100 EMA right around like a $50, like $49, $50, approaching very fast. It's going to be moving very fast very soon. So this area of 57 to $50 could be a good area to look for some high volatility for price action to get a try to build up more momentum, right? MACD crossing over on the 1 hour. It is a sign of slowing down. Price could be slowing down, right? And MACD could be dropping all the way down to nearly the low end of this like a histogram, but it doesn't mean price gonna drop nastily. Price could just be making a flat correction. Okay, remember, when your MACD is dropping, most of the time price is basically making a correction, right? It doesn't drop nastily. Sometimes you can see it right around this area. We got the MACD double crossover right around, came all the way down to this below negative, and you can see price did not drop like more than 5%, right? So it is something like to keep in mind. Don't be extremely bearish, but at the same time, just look for an area to find a good entry, and $50 could be a good area to look for a possible entry if you're looking for a long, right? Which is a lot, actually. It is a lot, man, compared to how much we went up, right? It is like a 15% drop, right? So you might not get it today, you might not get it like tomorrow, but you could get it like within the next couple of days, right? So probably before end of the week, a quick rebound in this area, and then a quick bounce move to the upside, right? A retest at least of the $60 range, right? So keep an eye on Litecoin. It's not looking bad at all, right? Okay, let's take a look at the RSI. Somebody asked about the RSI. RSI facing to the downside. So during an uptrend, what I was using last time when BC was moving from basically 3K to 10K, whenever the 45 minutes is oversold, right, it is a buy signal. Okay, sometimes it can drop lower, but it is area to accumulate. Okay, so not sure if Litecoin is going to be able to do the same thing. Whenever your 45 minutes RSI is basically oversold, it is good time to start accumulating, especially if it oversold and you get a support from your 1 hour 100 EMA. It is going to be a nice area to be accumulated, at least for the short term, right? So that's the bullish momentum. Okay, so just be careful, because like I said, 45 minutes selling pressure is basically very it is accumulating. So just be extremely careful if you looking for $1,000 Litecoin, $3,000 Litecoin from $60, right? So just be don't be a moon boy too much, and then if the bears start to appear, you're gonna be suffering a lot, right? Yeah, so let's move on to King XRP. So King XRP is making a corrective move. We're gonna start off with King XRP on the lower degree. It is making a corrective move, but I don't see big concern with this correction. Unlike Litecoin is correcting with big volume. XRP is correcting with very small volume. Okay, so it could just make a expanded flat, or sort of a wedge. Okay, sometimes your flat can end up end up being a wedge like this, right? So before it moved to the upside, you don't know which one it is going to make. But one thing is for sure, volume is not there. Nobody is selling. Okay, that's Bitfinex. Let's take a look at it on Binance. All right, Binance similar. Okay, nothing, no selling pressure, right? Even though your MACD is crossing over, it is just it is price action. Price is not moving, so your indicators are gonna show low strengths. So that's why they dropping. Okay, so you got the hourly 21 EMA most likely going to support the price. You got the 100 EMA right around this area. Okay, so let's move on to the daily time frame. We broke a major support, major resistance right there, so it could be acting as a support if like we see any sign of weakness. This area could be acting as a major support. So target to the upside for XRP could be this area of 100 EMA on the daily. If you go back and back test it, okay, been acting as a major support right around this area of May 15th, 35 cents, again 38 cents, resistance at 33, resistance at 32. Now next resistance going to be 25, right? So but let's retest this area. Okay, because one thing that concerns me about XRP is like we already got a 5-way structure. Okay, so we already got a 5-way structure, but this one could be very overextended, and then we could be pulling back afterward. Okay, so I would just let it digest the uptrend and then start to give you like some weakness, and then you just like take it to the downside. But as of now, I wouldn't be doing anything crazy. If you're long in it, let it ride, let it ride all the way up to the 100 EMA daily, and then you could be taking profit or start looking for further sell off, or maybe 5 to 7% drop, right? Stuff like that. Yeah, we all hoping for that crash. Most of us looking for 5K, but like I said, guys, you're not gonna always get what you're looking for. Most of us been looking for a BTC to hit $100,000 for the last 3-5 years. Did we get it? We did not get it, right? So if like we get 6K as a bottom, we just take it, right? It's not 6K, 5K is 20% difference. If BTC is going to like $100,000, whether you buy BTC at 6K or you bought BTC at a 7K, or you're going to be buying BTC at 10K, the difference compared to $10,000 is very minimal. Compared to $100,000, it's going to be very minimal. It's like when you look back and you say, oh, look guys, I bought BTC at $300. Somebody said, oh, I bought it at $250. You're gonna be like, and so what, right? Even though the difference is still 20%, you're not gonna feel the difference, because BTC is right now $7,000, $10,000, right? So I wouldn't worry too much about buying from the bottom. Buying from the bottom gonna create some sense of FOMO, and FOMO, when you FOMO, you cannot analyze the market when you FOMO. The only thing you're gonna see is like how much money you're gonna make, and then you're gonna end up buying at. It doesn't matter if BTC is at 11K and everybody's saying like BTC gonna crash. You're not gonna believe it, right? You're gonna be like, okay, man, we went up from 6K to 11K, and people are talking about 5K. It's no way. We're going to the moon, right? So be careful, man. Be careful. Don't FOMO. Market gonna be around for a very long time. You got all the time in the world to accumulate. If it drops, accumulate. If you want to accumulate for long term, best thing to do, would be buying slowly. Okay, would be buying slowly from now. If it goes up, you buy slowly. If it goes down, you buy slowly, right? But just be careful about like going all in and doing like high leverage, high margin. You're not gonna, the market maker is gonna take your money. I'm just telling you, right? They're gonna take it. Then crypto is not gonna take it. Best thing I can tell you is like be safe, and whether I'm bearish or I'm bullish doesn't matter to how you handle your money. The most important is like how you handle your money. Okay, I'm just a YouTuber, right? So whether I say like I'm bullish, right, and BTC is bearish, or I'm bearish and BTC ended up being bullish, doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is like what you're gonna do with your money. All right, how you handle your money. So make sure to handle it properly, and don't FOMO. Right, that's the best. You know, advice I can give you as my, you know, personal opinion, right? So all right guys, I'm just gonna take a look at the chat room. If you have any question, I can take a look at any coins, just to make this live stream very short, not too long. It's already 45 minutes. All right, let's take a look at a Bitcoin Cash, right? Again, Bitcoin Cash, big breakout. All right, so broke all major resistance, right? So I mean, we got multiple resistances, right? So the 100 EMA been acting as a resistance. We tested it like 1, 2, 3. I was really expecting Bitcoin Cash not to break this 215 to 230. I wasn't even expecting like 250 Bitcoin Cash, right? But I was saying like if we hit definitely 300, right, that's gonna give us this correction, and you know, we're gonna be making this move. But you can take a look at it, how crazy sometimes the market can be, right? So you can see it, right? We broke this area. I was expecting this to be the corrective move, and then we're gonna make this move. It just give us another, you know, a straight, you know, FOMO move, right? I can call it FOMO move right now because you know, everybody's buying, and price is just jumping all over the place, right? But as of now, it is very bullish, right? It is just bullish. If you're looking to buy right now, would at least let it cool down. You got multiple area of support. Since we broke this 100 EMA, now you got the you know, 320. You also got like 340, and at the same time you got like almost 315 range, right, which is right around, yep, 300 range. Okay, 300 range as a great area of support. So we just gonna need to break basically 290 to 320 range to start talking about like a bearishness, right? We just need to break this 290 to 320 first. Let's take a look at it on the log scale. What did we do? Swing high, swing low. Yep, it did respect. Sometimes you see stuff like after it basically happened, but the head and shoulder we got in this area, it did respect the one-to-one extension on the log scale. We did basically we tested exactly one-to-one extension, which is like $160. So let's see if like this move going to create going to be the starting of the bull run for Bitcoin Cash, or at least a further uptrend. All right, we got similar move back in 2018, right? 2018 and 2019. You can see like for like almost December to April, almost 4 months, right? We made a nice, you know, nice U-turn. Okay, we basically did the same thing from November all the way up to you know, January, right? So we making a nice U-turn, right? Let's give it a chance to give us a three-way move pullback corrective, and then a further move to the upside, right? So, but we're gonna analyze Bitcoin Cash as we go, and then make a decision, right? But be extremely cautious. Just because we got a bull uptrend doesn't mean we got a big move, doesn't mean we're on a bull market. Markets sometimes tend to reverse, you know, just to give you guys a feeling of FOMO, and then you know, and then it's gonna crash on all of us afterward. That's why I'm very cautious, you know, in regard to calling it a bull market. I don't think it's a bull market yet. It is an uptrend, okay, but it is not a bull market, right? So as of now, at least, right, It is not a bull market. QDOM ended up hitting $2. That's good, but it hit the 21 EMA on the weekly. So somebody want to take a look at VChain? VChain, I think we hit like a 50 sats, 50, 60 sats, right? Chain BTC. Okay, VChain, we got this downtrend. It is about to be a good time now to start accumulating VChain just based on the volume. Big move, big uptrend, big downtrend. Okay, you could argue like the downtrend has not given you yet a three-way move down, but you might not need to wait for the three-way move down. I would just start accumulating from this area of 6.9 to 50 sats, right? I know it's a big gap, but because when these coins are going to be moving to the upside, they're not going to give you time, right? It could accumulate in this area and try to retest like 0.786 to 0.618. So, and we said it when VChain was like almost 100 sats, right? We said be careful. Okay, it seems like it's stopping out, right? So, but I think you can see it on the daily. Okay, on the daily, yep, on the daily we got a it is actually making the same move as BTC, right? You can see BTC give us this move just now, right? So it gave us this W shape, and we said like be cautious, right? It could be in this range, right? Even after we retested like 80 sats, I was expecting it to go back up to 91, and I think it hit like 93. Okay, it hit 93. So you know, but I was actually bearish as soon as we hit this area. Not extremely bearish, but very cautious. Okay, but it is a good time right now to start looking for start looking for VChain to give us another pullback, right? It could be this move to the upside, right? Just like Chainlink, right? Just like Chainlink. So you could be expecting a flat in this area, and it's going to be very, very overextended. All right, and I can show you on VChain, not VChain, but Chainlink. Link. So it is time to start accumulating, right? So Link, that's the move I was saying, like you can expect it. You can see how you're expecting a flat in this area. So you're expecting this this corrective move, and then it gave you the a very overextended move. Just retest the top and ignore all the rules and give us this triple top, which we called also. We said on VChain, basically not VChain but Chainlink, look for this area of like a 24 to 25,000 sats, right? Which is in coincidence with the daily 100 EMA, a nice area of support. So VChain not looking bad at all. Okay, great support. Can it retest the top? Absolutely, it can, right? But if it breaks this 100 EMA on the daily, I would just wait for a possible pullback to another fib retracement, right? I would be looking for another retest of at least 236, which is like almost 18,000 sats. Okay, that's a lot, but I would be looking if we break the 100 EMA on a daily. But as of now, it is still a hold. 21 hasn't broke the 100, so it is a good hold as of now, right? But as soon as we break it, I would at least like start being I would at least start to be bearish, right? So what do we got right now? BC 86.68, right? So is it time to call it a day, or you guys want to keep the live stream since BTC is bearish, right? Otherwise we can just call it a night. BNB, let's take a look at BNB. Let's take a look at BNB. BNB, I think we hit $16 today. Wasn't checking it up. Wasn't monitor. Yeah, we hit 16.6. So BNB, I think like for the long term, as long as we got a Binance exchange, I wouldn't even be checking this coin, guys. I'm just gonna accumulate anything under like $20. It's not a financial advice, but all the way down to the you know, all the way down to like even $4. If it goes, I would just be accumulating as long as we got a Binance, right? As long as we got Binance exchange, I wouldn't even be analyzing this coin, man. It's gonna be around. It's not like, it's not speculative, okay? They got an exchange, and most people around the world are using it. So it's you know, it's a great asset to at least have in your portfolio, even if it's gonna be like a 7 to 10% of your portfolio. I'm not advising you to buy BNB, because I remember when BNB was so cheap, right? And I was minimizing it, right? I think it was like $1 or something like that. Very cheap, right? Like not even $1, right around this area, guys. It was very cheap. $1, $2, okay? It pumped. I watched it pump all the way up to like roughly $8, and I was like, man. Okay, and I wanted to buy it like a $3. I did not buy it still, right? So, but I think I ended up buying like roughly around like $9 or $10, but I sold like 15. So you don't want to, you don't want to repeat the same mistake I did, basically. Okay, so I would just not worry about BNB. It is still on a downtrend. That's the most important, unlike other coins. It is still on a downtrend until we break this area of roughly $17, $19. I wouldn't be very confident about a possible reversal, right? But we just have to break you know, if they want to bring a good volume, they definitely going to bring a big volume. So but let's give it a, you know, couple more weeks to see how the volume going to be you know, volume going to be coming in, and then you know, if we can instead of making this flat, just break this one, just like you know, Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash, right? So no 6-hour doji, we do not want a 6-hour doji on BTC. So I don't know if I talk about it or not, but I was watching it like I was watching it earlier. We do not want a 6-hour doji on BTC, right? So that's a no-no, right? That's a no-no. A 6-hour. I don't think you can get a doji right now. You might be talking about let's see. That's a 4-hour. Hourly. I don't see a 6. I think we were able to get a 6-hour somewhere around this area, but we got the pullback. Right. So let's take a look at it. You must be talking about on BTC. Let's see. But BNB BTC. Yeah, we even on BTC, I was thinking like talking about BTC. We don't want to get a doji, but versus BTC, I don't think we're gonna get it. I think we're gonna be okay. It's just a reversal. Okay, it's just a reversal. Okay, it is just a reversal. So one thing I would automatically anticipate, it is a 3-wave move correction. Okay, if you're doing it versus BTC, I would just would anticipate another 3-wave move down, right? So how low we're gonna drop, I'm not sure, and then we could be looking for another 3-wave move up. First thing first, you can be sure, but you're not gonna be 100% sure. You can just say, okay, I'm gonna look for a 0.618 to a 50% pullback, right? 0.618 for your X wave to drop down to this box. You could be accumulating more, right? And then which is pretty normal versus BTC for these coins to make this type of correction, right? And you just look for the basically the next move up, which could be a Y, right? It could be a long correction, just like a EOS, what EOS did like a couple months ago versus BTC, right around like a 3,800 sats, right? Something like that, 38 to 4,600. So you could be looking for this type of correction. Not saying it's going to be playing out like this perfectly, but you know, you just this also could be your flat correction. You know, you could be getting, which could be the end of the correction, right? We could get one more wave up, and probably like push back down to 50% to 0.618 and just reverse. But it is just correcting as of now, right? So it's very complex. You can either say that's your flat correction you're looking for in this area. You got 3, and then you want to get one more wave, 5 wave, push to the upside, roughly around like I think like BNB BTC 0.0019, something like that, and then get this 50% to 0.618 pullback, and finally reverses. Okay, so but BTC, I was looking for a possible doji on the 6 hour also, but could not get it earlier. I think just about 12 hours ago we got a good rejection, and I think that was this 6 hour candle, but it got bought up very quick. So it's like we dropped down to 85.60, 85.50, and then got bought up like in like matter of 30 seconds, right? But volume is not there at all, so it's not there. So BTC USD Hakanashi. So it's not gonna be easy to get a doji in this area. Okay, in order to get a doji, we have to drop all the way down to like 8,500. That's a no-no for the bulls, right? I don't think they're gonna let that happen, right? At least for the current, anything can happen, but realistically, letting price drop all the way down to 8,500, 8,450. It is a no-no for the bulls. They would not let that happen, right? I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying it's gonna be very difficult for them to maintain the bullishness if they close below like 85, to 8,400 range. Okay, but if you're looking for a long position, not a financial advice, it'll be a nice area to look for a long position, right? It'll be a nice area. So, and just like what we said, 21 EMA most likely going to support the price. You can see it. We got the 21 EMA not letting the price drop, so they're just gonna try to keep it back in this area and let the 100 EMA move back, and then they could drop right around 85.50 afterward, and to avoid the doji on the current 6 hour candle. That's the most probable scenario I can see, at least for the short term, but anything can happen. You just have to be cautious, right? Analyze the market in your favor, not in your favor, but rationally, in a way like you're gonna protect your money instead of just jumping in and say, oh, it's gonna work for me, right? So but 6 hour Hakanashi is not. Let's see, okay, because the current 6 hour candle gonna close in like almost less than 2 hours. So the next candle gonna open right around 86, and if we're gonna get a doji from this candle, it means this candle, the next candle has to push all the way up to 88 and get rejected, and then close below 86. That's reasonable, right? Which means like next hour candle could be very volatile by pushing back up to 88, 89 and getting rejected and closing below 86 to below 86 to 8,500 range. It's gonna be very nasty for the bulls, right? So they just have to keep the structure very clean. No tail, basically. Okay, no tail if they wanna keep up the momentum. They can get it like this, okay, but they just have to avoid this. So all right, guys, I'm just gonna call it a night. Be safe out there. Market gonna be around forever. I'm still slightly bearish. I'm not extremely bullish, but I'm looking for both way. Okay, I'm being very cautious. All right, being very cautious. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching, man.